Do you know what we women, especially high functioning, high achieving, or in my case, overachieving women, is most guilty of? We don't recharge. We just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Is it because we think we're invincible? Is it because we have too much to do? Or is it because we actually don't really know what exactly does recharging mean? Hi, I'm Jacqueline and welcome. We at Joyful Living Mindset are so excited that you're here because we believe that you can be wildly successful without compromising your happiness or peace of mind. And we're here to help you navigate that journey and succeed on your terms. I think the predominant reason why we high achieving women, the sheroes of the world, don't recharge enough, I think the reason more has to do with we're not really sure exactly what is recharging. What does recharging mean? What does it look like? What do we need to do to recharge other than like what we typically know of is self-care and self-love, right? But has anyone ever like broken down to us what it means to recharge and what are some of the things and ways that we could recharge without like completely unplugging and how to recharge and yet still be able to function and excel and take care of the things that we want to be doing? So let's break it down. The three aspects of recharging and what that looks like. First, it's the physical side of it, right? That's what we know of like our rest and relaxation, fondly called R&R, right? This is when like we might be able to give ourselves permission to sleep in for a little bit, right? Or maybe not work so late at work or log off a little bit a few minutes earlier than what we normally do. Or it could be taking a nap, giving yourselves permission to take a nap. Or it could be on a weekend, rather than just running ourselves ragged trying to take care of this, do groceries, or if you're anything like me, right? Meal plan, do groceries, cook, clean, and meal prep and all of that. Let's just give ourselves a chance to just relax. You know what? We're just gonna order out today. I need to give myself a little room to breathe, right? Or it could be just like even treating ourselves to let's go out to eat, right? Or go hang out with some friends, right? Something that's fun that it's gonna fill us back up again and just kind of gives us a little bit of a reprieve from the daily grinding and hustle and pressure and of having to perform and do more. The second side is the mental side. This is actually really, really important. This is us releasing the thoughts, the doubts, and even the sadness that's weighing us down and keeping us stuck and preventing us from moving forward with confidence and conviction and passion. This is especially true when we're trying to step into that next level of greatness. We're operating in the unknown a lot. We're doing things we've never done before. We're expanding our horizons or learning new things and trying to apply it. And it's kind of like a trial and error kind of thing that we keep going back and forth until we kind of figure out like, okay, this is how I'm supposed to do, and this is what works, and this is what doesn't work, right? But in that process, there's a lot of perceived failures, rejections, and things not going the way that we want them to. And so as a result, we have these thoughts and these doubts and this sense of sadness that creeps in and that keeps us company day in and day out. And it's making us question, it's like, oh my gosh, what are we even doing? Right? Why are we even doing this? Is it even worth it? And it kind of keeps us stuck in that place of doubt and fear and overwhelm and lack as well. And so it's really important for us to recognize that okay, whoa, like I'm having a lot of thoughts and doubts and sadness that I'm carrying inside of me that I need to let go and purge and release, right? And that could simply mean maybe taking a walk and spending 5 or 10 minutes out in nature and just, or in prayer, right? And just releasing that. Even if it means you have to just say it out loud, just like, oh my gosh, it's like, why does everything seem so hard? Because actually when you say it out loud, you give yourself permission to voice what's going on, the inner chatter out loud. Then you're aware of what your inner dialogue has really been, what you're actually carrying around, right? And just like, whoa, it's like there's a lot of thoughts and doubts and sadness that is coming from within me, right? And it's like once you kind of release that, like you empty it all out, and so it doesn't weigh you down anymore. And that act in itself is enough to recharge yourself, because you're emptying things that are weighing you down. And now, like those things that you can do physically that we mentioned before, right? The rest and relaxation and the pampering or indulgence, those things can start to fill us up again. And then the third aspect is the spiritual side of things. This is when we are reconnecting back to our own greatness and power. Because oftentimes when we're just kind of pushing ourselves and just pushing forward and continuing to hustle and to grind, we get into this rhythm and we tend to be like kind of robotic about it, and we tend to lose sight of what is it that we're doing and why we're doing it, and what it means to us, and the passion behind it that we originally had for it, right? It starts to kind of wane itself because the exhaustion kicks in, right? And the overwhelm kicks in. And so this is when we really just spend time in stillness, whether that be meditation or visualization, right? Or even in prayers, or again, even out in nature, like just a moment of stillness. This time you're not voicing anything, but this is just a moment of stillness for you to reconnect back to who you really are and what it is that you're trying to do and where is it that you're trying to go, and reconnect back to the greatness that you're trying to step into, and the power that you actually have but have forgotten because you're just so busy juggling and hustling all the time. So those are really the 3 aspects of recharging, right? So the next time when you're feeling just overwhelmed and exhausted and drained and like in the previous video I mentioned, right, where you're easily irritated and you're snappy and you are losing sight of why you're doing, questioning everything you're doing, or even you're expecting others to pour into you, right? And you become like resentful or upset that they don't treat you the way that you feel you should be treated, and all of that, right? You have this expectation and you become resentful, and the relationship starts to drain. Like that's next time when that starts to happen, just recognize that it's like, okay, I need to recharge. But what does that really mean, right? Can I do something to recharge from a physical standpoint, a mental standpoint, and or a spiritual standpoint? What are something that I can do really quick that I have access to that's going to help pick me back up again, fill me up, make myself feel recharged and refreshed so that I can go back out there and continue crushing it in the world. So the things that I shared earlier are simple things that you can just like oftentimes just do really quick and kind of sustain your momentum and keep going. But when you get to a point when it's like it's prolonged, right? You're finding that, oh my gosh, it's like I'm feeling that draining of energy, exhaustion, and overwhelming and everything on a consistent basis. That's when you know that you need something a little bit more substantial and in terms of to support you substantially and pour back into you at a more substantial level. And so that's something like, for instance, a women's retreat, right? That's why I'm so passionate about doing the women's retreat that I do, because I recognize that we women often need that space to totally unplug and get poured back into and be recharged, be refocus and relax and we feel refreshed and replenished to go back out there. Because sometimes that's what it takes for us to really recharge and unplug ourselves. Because if you're anything like myself, you put yourself in your normal environment, it's just like you're constantly saying, okay, I gotta go, I gotta wake up, I gotta go to the gym, I gotta do this, I gotta, like there's a million of things always on your mind that you gotta go, right? It's like the checklist, a never ending checklist, right? Sometimes you just have to extract yourself away, that whether that be like a spiritual retreat or a women's retreat, or maybe going to like a mastermind, right? Or a girls getaway weekend or something like that, where you're literally having to extract yourself out of your normal physical environment so that you can have that rest and relaxation. You can release all that. There's a, you disturb the momentum of the thoughts and doubts and sadness that you're carrying within you that's weighing you down. Right? That you can release that. And you also have this time and the space of stillness to reconnect back to who you are and the greatness and the power within you, so that you have more clarity and courage and compassion and conviction in terms of what your next steps should be. So I hope that was helpful. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to tune in to future videos where I continue to talk about ways in which we can continue to prosper and flourish on our journey of greatness, the challenges that we face and how to overcome them. Until next time, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.